name's Chris from ChristopherHole.com, and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about scoliosis, which is a condition of the spine which I'll explain in a second. We're going to go through a few different bits and pieces. We're going to look at obviously what scoliosis is. We'll look at some types of scoliosis, and then we'll talk about some ways of managing and helping your scoliosis with various different interventions, if you will. Before that, I'll just quickly mention my social channels as normal. We've got Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. You can see them up in the top right hand corner. So we've got Twitter at Christopher Hole, Facebook Christopher Hole Training, and Instagram is Christopher Hole. So please do come along, like and follow. It will be great to see you or hear from you there. Alternatively, you've got the website where you can go to christopherhole.com/join. You can join the monthly newsletter where we've got lots of different videos talking about everything health and fitness. We try to cover as much as we can under the umbrella of health and fitness, be it exercise, nutrition or mindset. So back to this week's video where we're going to be talking about scoliosis. Now, scoliosis, as I've mentioned, is a condition of the spine. Now, you've got the normal conditions of the spine, or the more well-known ones, you might say, certainly around exercise, which is kyphosis and lordosis. Kyphosis is to do with the thoracic spine and an exaggerated curvature of that. Lordosis is an exaggerated curvature of the lumbar spine or the cervical spine. And then you've got scoliosis, which is a curvature of the spine to the side. So it's and also the spine can twist at the same time. So if you look at these diagrams here, very sort of simplistic diagram of what scoliosis is, but what it does show is that it can happen at the thoracic spine or the thoracolumbar spine, or you've got the lumbar spine, or you've got both. So you've got various different areas of the spine which it can affect, but also what you've got is different types of scoliosis. So you've got, I won't go through all of them in any great detail, but what I will do is just explain what they are, and then you can go about looking at that a little bit more, or in a little bit more detail. So you've got congenital, which is what you're born with, or if you're born with scoliosis, that's what it would be called. You've then got early onset, which appears between birth and the age of 10. You've then got adolescent idiopathic, which is changes as you're growing. So as you get to adolescence, that's when it starts to change. Degenerative, which happens in adults as bones become weaker and as we age. Then we've got neuromuscular, which is a neurological or muscular condition. And then you've got syndromic, which is an external syndrome which is causing the scoliosis. So far we understand what it is, in that it's a curvature of the spine to the side, but it can also twist as well. It can happen at lumbar, thoracic, or the cervical area of the spine. I should just explain, this orange part here is the lumbar spine, then you've got the thoracic, and then you've got the cervical. So it can happen at any one of those areas of the spine, and then you've got some different types here, which can happen at different stages of life, or if there's a certain condition or syndrome that we might have. So what we now come on to are ways of managing it. Now, certainly in my realm, which is exercise, we aren't looking at curing it, if you will. That tends to be, certainly at the moment anyway, that tends to be a surgical type intervention. But what we can do is we can help manage it, and we can help make the best of the situation that we are in. So to start with, some, I guess, sort of everyday solutions, it would be, well, first of all, to start early. The more minor the scoliosis, the easier it is to manage. So the earlier you can get the scoliosis, the better. So first of all, it's knowing that it's there, and then being able to some degree diagnose it, or first of all to understand that it's there. Then we've got to keep moving. Now, a big part of that is moving well. So a lot of what I talk about is moving well and then doing exercise, if you will. So we're looking at lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling, walking, and all those different types of movements that we would do in everyday life we would then want to be doing those well to help not imbalance the muscles anymore. And that sort of leads on to posture, which would then be a seated and standing posture, but all in this whole keep moving bullet point would be sort of dynamic posture. These two here are static postures, so a seated posture and a standing posture. So it's very much making sure we're getting the most out of those. So we're moving as well as we can. Obviously, the curvature in the spine and the muscle imbalances is going to affect that to a degree, which we have to understand. But making the best of how well we can move and the best posture that we can be in is going to help those muscular imbalances, and it's also going to help how all those muscular imbalances and how well we move in everyday life, which is then going to have an impact on the scoliosis. What we then do is come across onto the more sort of an exercise intervention, and this is where the images come in. And first of all, we want to be focusing on stretching. So we want to be stretching some of the tighter muscles, some of the more overactive muscles. So things like chest, shoulders, and opposing direction to the curve. So we want to try and open out those muscles. So again, we're not, to some degree, accelerating it. We want to try and decelerate the rate that scoliosis comes on. So you can see here a very simple chest stretch that you can do just with a raised arm, just pushing this shoulder towards the floor and opening out the chest. What we've then got is building core strength. So simple exercises like planks and side planks. This is just a very simple kneeling side plank that anyone can do with your elbow below your shoulder and lifting your hips from the floor and just keeping your hips and shoulders stacked on top of each other, just building the muscles, certainly of the side of the body, which will then help with regards to managing posture and sort of decelerating the rate of or how scoliosis could get worse. And then any pulling exercises, so building up the muscles of the back, which are posture muscles, making sure the shoulder blades can move as well as possible. So that's any exercises which cause the arms to go forwards and back. So pulling exercises build the strength up and keep the shoulder blades moving. And then you've got simple things like core stability, and sort of an easier way of describing that would be balance training. So you've got things like standing exercises and kneeling exercises that you can do, and a very simple exercise here just down on all fours by lifting the opposite arm and opposite leg just allows you to gain balance of the hip and of the shoulder, which helps stabilize the spine. So it's just simple activities that you can do to be able to manage your scoliosis and to help it as best you can with what you've got with regards to your movement and your strength and things like that. But exercise is a great way, and stretching is a great way to help manage your scoliosis, making it as good as it can be, or making your body as good as it can be with regards to the scoliosis that you have. So there's a few ideas. It is very much just an overview. I don't want to go into any great detail on a YouTube video because I don't think it warrants. Certainly YouTube videos don't necessarily warrant great detail. Please do come to the website, send me an email, ask questions, things like that, and I'll be able to add some more detail into any reply that I might give you. So hopefully that's been of some help. Please do comment, please do like the videos, please do share the videos. It's always great to get the message out there and help as many people as possible. So many thanks for watching. My name is Chris, and finally, just quickly come to Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, or come to the website, join the newsletter. It would be great to see you there, it'd be great to hear from you. So many thanks for watching. My name is Chris from ChristopherHall.com. I'll speak to you in the next video.